Across all my videos, one of the most common comments on videos is questions about how to have success with the two-reel traffic tool installation, the mod that adds some really interesting realistic traffic to a lot of maps that people really like to drive with traffic. People run into problems, and I'm not sure where the problems are, but I thought it'd be useful to just sort of go through a process of cleaning up the mess that may exist in your existing Assetto Corsa folder structure and starting fresh, and then going through the installation process following the instructions that are available from TwoReal specifically on how to install the tool and have success. So let's start off with looking at what you need to clean up. If we actually open up my folder structure here and we look at my Assetto Corsa installations, if we go into apps, Lua, what I've done is I've zipped up my archive copy, and I have a folder called disabled that I keep things like traffic tool that I've zipped up and I want to get out of the way so they don't interfere with my installation. I zip them up and put them in a disabled folder. It's actually cleaner to completely remove them so there's no confusion at all, but I like to archive stuff that I'm not quite sure I want to throw away, and my traffic tool was working perfectly fine before I started this process, so I've archived it so I can restore it if I need to do that. And I've done the same thing if we go back into Assetto Corsa and we go to extension and we go to Lua and tools. I've got a disabled folder here that contains my CSP traffic tool, and here I've actually just created a zip file instead of a 7z. It's the same thing. Basically creates an archive of how it existed before I decided to muck with it so that I could remove it from the core folder where it actually lives. Okay, we've done that. What I've also done here is I've followed some of the instructions here that I'm going to walk through and downloaded the TwoReal app 2.0, the latest update from the Patreon page, the car pack, which is recently updated to 1.1, and I downloaded two traffic packs for two mods that I actually use. One of them I've already installed previously, and one of them I have not. Let's go ahead and take a look at the instructions really quickly here. So first of all, there is a video on their official TwoReal YouTube channel that actually walks through the process quick and easy for installation. I'm assuming most people follow these instructions and try to adhere to them as closely as they possibly can, but may run into some problems, and I'm not sure where the problems are. So I'm going to show you what I actually do here. In reading through this guide really quickly, some important things to actually know is that you want to make sure that you have custom shader patch installed. That's pretty important, and you need to download the stuff that is required. This is also an important note, Assetto Corsa PC only. If you're on a console, this will not work. Obviously, you can't do a lot of these installs on console. You have to have the PC version of Assetto Corsa and have that installed with the content manager installed from custom shaders patch. And that's a whole topic of another ilk, but if you want to see if you have custom shader patch installed, you can open up your content manager, or find out what version you have anyway, and come into settings, and in your settings about update, you can see what version of custom shader patch that you're actually running. I'm running here the 0.3.0 preview 445, which I think to date is the most recent release that's available. I like to live on the bleeding edge. If you are running at least 0.25, you should be okay. But just know that there are a lot of different versions, and the recommended version is not the latest version. You have to obtain that through the author's Patreon page. Okay, enough said on that. So how to install it? So we got the core requirements here. You have to download the app. You have to download the car pack and traffic mods. The links are in this post. I'll put this post in the description. And then follow the instructions. And this is basically making sure that those downloaded files exist in your downloads folder, as I showed you mine do. And then open up the TwoReal app zip, extract the traffic tool folder to your desktop, and then open up that folder and double click on install.bat. Press enter to install everything automatically. That sounds pretty easy, right? Okay, we're going to open the ToReal zip file and extract the traffic to folder to our desktop. So let's see where we've downloaded this. We're going to right click on that. We're going to extract all, and we're going to tell it to put it on our desktop. And we'll go ahead and extract it. It's going to open the folder when it's done its work here. So now we're on the desktop and we've got the traffic tool. So we can go in here and double click on install.bat. And it's going to open our installer here. And what it's actually found is exactly what I expected it to find. It's got the ToReal app that was found and the car pack that I downloaded. And it found one of 2 traffic mod packs that I installed, because it's already recognizing that I've already got the other one installed, but it noticed that Union Island is here, but it is not installed. So it's going to allow us to install that. So what we're going to do is just hit enter. It's going to install the ToReal app. No existing installation found, so it's not going to do an upgrade. Presumably that means it will upgrade an existing installation if it finds one. I've removed mine, so I'm not worried. And here we've got the car pack installed for 1 cars and 47 new cars, so that's cool. So it updated one of the cars that was in my pack and updated 47 new ones. It's cleared the Lua cache, cleared the Lua shader cache. Cool. Found traffic mods for Union Island. Do we want to install the traffic mods? Yes, I'm going to actually install this traffic mod. So successfully installed. Press any key to exit. That's pretty simple. I like simple. Simple's good. So let's see what we've got now in the practice mode. We're going to actually run this in practice mode. Should be able to find the ToReal app in the taskbar game. So I'm going to go through that process, and that should be all we need to do. So let's go ahead and launch and see what we have here. So let's drive. Let's go to Union Island. I need to first go to practice. Then I'll go to Union Island. And we will jump in. We'll keep our car the same and call it good here. So we'll go ahead and get into drive here. So some apps here. So what I have in terms of apps, I have the ToReal traffic tool itself, something called ToReal phone, ToReal traffic radar, and ToReal traffic score. Traffic radar is exactly what it sounds like, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to turn that off. There are 2 cool things here. So there's traffic score. So if you want to actually keep score as you're driving, that's kind of useful and cool. And then there's the traffic tool itself. And we'll put this in the center here just so we can take a look at it here. So we have main, so performance presets, low, mid, and high. So best balance, mid is what's default. Traffic preset, US or Europe. Because yeah, I think that we're fine with US for right now. We can control how many cars are spawned, and we can do that automatically with a traffic density of light, normal, or heavy. So we'll go normal, that's fine. And then we can enable race-ready traffic cars that'll challenge us to a race, which is kind of cool. That's a new feature, I believe. Replay mode is enabled. There are pedestrians in this. Not all maps support pedestrians, but this one does. There are police stage chases that you can turn off or on depending upon what you want there. And there's also police helicopter chase. You can have extra cars outside of the normal spawn range. That's kind of an advanced setting, not really worried about that too much. Render settings, this is actually pretty important to make sure that this is set up appropriately. I actually found that if you're traveling fast enough, sometimes you can get pop-in, and so you want to increase this so that that pop-in is not a problem for you. But we'll take the defaults for right now. We can control the light brightness, we can control pedestrians, and enable automated crew and animated spectators. Okay, all good stuff. We can also see stats in terms of your runs and how you're doing points, etc. You can submit runs, highest stat scores. You can get an API key for getting on the Two Real official leaderboard. All that sort of stuff is cool. There were no races for this map that are available, so we're not going to worry about that. If there are races available on the map, it'll be supported in here, and we can do that. Editor, we can do some cool stuff here that we don't really care so much about, but it's all here. So main, stats. Main is probably where you're going to spend most of your time in configuring this. So let's go ahead and jump in here. You can already see the traffic. Wow, that's very exciting. The car is damaged, so... So, traffic is working. So, that was how easy it was to install. It was not working before. I didn't even have this map installed with traffic. That's pretty straightforward. So, obviously, if you had a need for more maps, you could certainly install them. So we could go into traffic mods here. If you're a Patreon member, you can actually find all sorts of cool things. I'm trying to find tracks that I actually have installed. Oh, Battenberg. I don't think I have the Battenberg traffic installed. So let's download Battenberg Ring. If you want to manually install something, so like we just downloaded this, we can actually open this with 7-zip. We can see Battenberg. Okay, so that's just the Battenberg traffic. So we can actually grab these two files and put them in the Battenberg Ring folder in Assetto Corsa. So we can select them and extract them, and we can find Assetto Corsa. Let's actually find content, tracks, and then Battenberg Ring data folder of the track. We overwrite surfaces, that's fine. So now if we go to Battenberg Ring, we have traffic.
Six right. 300 meters.
So now we have traffic on a map that we never had traffic on before, and we manually installed the traffic for this. So that's pretty straightforward as well.
Left.
So you're not beholden to the install app, because it's not necessarily going to detect traffic maps that
6
you've
right.
not installed.
500 meters.
So I suspect where people run into trouble is that they either try to install it manually, don't use the script, which it's possible to install it manually. You don't have to use the script to do the install. But it's a little bit more tedious. I like to use the script. Despite the warning, script's not doing anything bad. You can actually open up the script and read exactly what it's doing. And the other place where people may run into problems is if they're not running custom shader patch, or think they are and are not. So definitely check what version of custom shader patch you're running,
Hairpin left.
because that would certainly interfere with your success, I'm sure, if you weren't running custom shader patch. It's a weird looking truck.
6 left, long.
But I've sensed some real frustration in some comments from users that, you know, how do I get this shit working? Or I've tried this and I can't get this shit working. It's like, it's not shit. It's actually, the AI is quite good. The app is quite good. Quite flexible. And a lot of fun, especially on larger maps where, you know, you really want to drive with traffic. Shitoko Revival Project is one of my favorite to run with traffic, and this particular tool specifically does some really cool stuff with that map. So that's it in a nutshell. I don't know what to say other than check the video out, check the instructions, make sure you're not relying strictly on the free pages. Go to the official Two Real Patreon page for the full list of instructions that I've just highlighted. I'll put the description or the link in the description of this video. And
4 right.
I mean, there's no magic to it. It's actually easier than it was the first time I installed it, which, well, it's kind of an interesting motion by that truck. They've made it a lot easier. They tried to make it a lot more approachable. So if you're still having problems, definitely reach out to the Two Real guys on their Discord channel. That is the best course of action. And have fun. Thanks for joining.
Spaß machen Rennsport.